So Spirit has been boop, boop, boop all day long in my ear, and I've been listening. I had a beautiful song that I've been working on called Free Your Mind that came through, and I just finished recording it. And then I took a bath, and then Spirit had some more messages, and so here I am getting ready for bed with you as we talk about what Spirit has to say. So, remain in prayer. Remain in prayer at all times. Prayer is not just for urgency and emergencies. Prayer is not just for asking for things or people or situations or circumstances to change. Prayer is for everything. Prayer is for, I wrote down a list to get me started. Prayer over your projects, okay? So right now, there's a few different projects that God has been putting on my heart. One of them is doing the second annual Art of Festival, and the first year was the Art of Healing. The second year is the Art of Resurrection. It happens to fall on Easter weekend, and so the Art of Resurrection, and this project is something that I've been working on, and I've been doing all of these things, but God was like, remember, pray, meditate, use your affirmations, use your language intentionally. So prayer is not just for urgency, but it's for planning, it's for preparation, it's for your career, it's for your relationships, it's for your family. Pray over your children, pray over your parents, your grandparents, pray over your bosses, your coworkers, pray over your enemies, pray over the people that have hurt you. And then when God speaks, listen. And when God asks you to act, listen. So this is that in practice. I was in the bath and getting ready for bed, and instead of just going to bed, I even had a mild headache. But as I remember that I haven't drank enough water, I got some water before I sat down. I got some tea before I sat down. I have my nighttime supplements to take in tincture form. And I'm in my silk robe, and I put, oil on my skin after my bath, and I'm doing my hair. These are all things that I've not been making time necessarily to do. So while I'm making time to do them, God said, we also have a message to share. And that's part of my imposter syndrome, is feeling like I always have to be doing something a certain kind of way, because I grew up on the stage. I grew up acting. My mom and I were in our first professional musical when I was just 7 years old, in second grade. And she was a professional actress, and she played Miss Hannigan, and I was one of the orphans in Annie. And then she had me in modeling from the time I was 6 months old. And then when I got to be, she actually took me out of it in middle school, which I am grateful for. I was disappointed in middle school and high school not to be doing it, especially like watching all of the Disney people, but then like come to find out like what they've been through and what the industry is. God spoke to my mom, and she listened, and I'm grateful. So when God speaks, listen and act. The first tattoo that I ever got was Walk by Faith, and that has always been a reminder, which is exactly what I got it for, that faith requires action. Faith without action is dead. So we can't just sit there and meditate. as much as I would like to go up into the mountains or go to some tropical island and just meditate for the rest of my life, that would I would be able to find, like, there's a lot of bliss that you find in meditation, but to be honest, I would miss out on so much life. And I have a very long bucket list, so I plan to enjoy this life and enjoy this body that God gave me and enjoy the gifts and the talents that God gave me. And one of those gifts and one of those talents is speaking and communicating with people and hearing God's message and sharing God's message. I've always had a gift for prayer when I was in church growing up. And we would, during worship, we would have moments of deep prayer together as a community. And I would oftentimes begin praying over somebody, and they might give me a word or two about what they needed prayer over, or they might not. But oftentimes I ended up praying for something that they needed anyways, and getting fairly specific. And these are all just things that were spoken to me by God. So listening and acting is very important. Walk by faith, and just know that the work that you've been doing, the isolation that you've been in, the attention that you've been giving to yourself is all been paying off, because balance is important. And so if you had not been paying attention to yourself, you've been giving for so long, there comes a time where you have to give to yourself. And the goal is to actually move forward in balance and find more times of giving to yourself amidst all of the times of giving to others. So you're giving and receiving simultaneously. And this creates a life of balance and allows the abundance that is God's promise to be fulfilled. So there is always a time of waiting. That time could be 10 seconds, that time could be 10 minutes, that time could be, but there's a time of waiting. And I like that this one channeler, she talks about how you need to let go of the assumption that we must wait. So while logically that wait might only be 10 seconds, let go of the idea that, I like this, letting go of the idea that we have to wait. The law of assumption, the law of attraction says that whatever we attract to us will be ours, whatever we have, and whatever we have is whatever we are, the vibration of what we have. And the law of assumption says that whatever we assume to be true is true, and whatever we assume is going to happen is going to happen. And so when you put all of that together, it requires you to be the vibrational alignment. It requires you to be vibrationally aligned with what you want to have, but want means to want. The definition is to lack. So I stay away from that word, but it also, people understand what it means. So it requires becoming the vibrational alignment with whatever you desire, and doing so before you see it in front of you physically. So before I see myself physically in a silk robe and with my head wrap and my hair braided for bed and my whole body oiled up with coconut oil and argan oil, I actually saw it in my mind's eye for days, weeks, months, because it's something that I've been calling in and not making a priority. I could have just seen it for a day or a moment before making it a reality. But for me, it was months, years. There's been a couple of times where I've tried and done it, but this is the first of a consistent nighttime routine for me. So, yeah, faith without action is dead, but you must become the vibrational alignment of whatever it is that you are receiving. And once you do that, it is yours. It is yours. Know it is yours. It is done. It's promised to you. And so now it's just time to receive it. So with all of that being said, so much love, so much appreciation and gratitude for all of you. I'm going to cozy up in bed and get ready for tomorrow. Thank you so much. I love you, and I am so grateful for this channel. Peace.